How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Pentagon Challenge here on Football Manager 2020. Hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, another bit of a meh season, I think. As you can see on the screen, we are unemployed again. End of the 2030-31 season. Of course, you guys will remember we were at Manchester City. Firstly, as well, apologies, this episode is a little bit late. But hopefully we'll be back to normal from now. So let's go and see what's happened. As you can see, no more silverware since we last met, as you'd expect. Still, win percentage and stuff is pretty much intact, but things just didn't go to plan again at Manchester City, and we have left just before the end of the season. Ignore this game against Norwich because that is a game we did not manage in. But throughout the rest of the season, of course, we were manager. So let's have a quick look at how we got on. Let's look at the transfers first. Just too inconsistent as well, unfortunately. First player we brought in was this guy, Sergio Castelnoble. Noble. I thought for £4 million, this was a ridiculously good business, guys. Ridiculously good business. As you can see, tremendous stats. You know, great first touch, great free kick taken and heading. I just really liked this guy. A really decent player, great mentally as well, decent physicals, and went on to become an okay backup player for us. Obviously for the fee, I don't think it was too bad money. A guy we brought in as a backup, really, Daniel Dionisi. He went out on loan eventually. Didn't really play for us too much. Decent fullback. Left back was really a position we did have to strengthen, and obviously he helped towards that. And then I saw another left back for quite a lot of money, Diego Mateus, who was also okay for us. Decent in the Champions League, as you can see, in the league. Not so much, 6.87 average rating. Decent physicals. Technicals and mentals weren't great, though. Technicals and mentals were okay, not great. What am I on about? Taylan Vieira was the next player, £54 million. Spent a lot of money on him. Again, a player that I think was great. Just couldn't quite break into the team and get a good run of form into the team. You can see there, great passing, great technique, good tackling, good long shots. Really good player, to be honest. Mentally, he's superb. Physically, he's good too. And I don't know, it just didn't quite break into the team as much as I probably would have wanted him to be honest. Jake Brown was another player, a lot of money spent last season. Centre-back for us, physically good, and a young centre-back, 22 years of age. You know he's only going to get better. I was hoping that he was going to help strengthen that back line, which at times he did. But again, he struggled to create that form to break into the team consistently. We spent $273 million. But of course, as you can see, we brought in a lot of money too. The last two players were backups, really. I say that. Juan Martin Davies was a backup striker because we only had the two strikers in Lautaro Martinez and Adriano Lazzaretti, which of course we signed last season. And then finally, the final player was Richard Gonzalez, who went on to be our first team goalkeeper, and I'll show you why shortly. Coming in from Mönchengladbach for a total of £34 million. Now you'll see here, for £60 million in January, we sold Matteo Pazzarini, who was our first team goalkeeper. Good goalkeeper, 23 years of age, but we got £60 million for him. Elias Machuca, who was our backup centre-back, he left the club for £46 million. Rafael Leal, who just wasn't getting a kick, left for £45 million. Abel Merlo, who was a goalkeeper in the reserves, left for £30 million. Pablo Ojeda went to Mönchengladbach for £25 million. So a lot of these players that were backups, you could see, we're making some serious dollar from. Some of these that Chelsea signed, they were spending ridiculous amounts of money on players for me that just don't look great at all. So I don't know what they were doing there. But they were the transfers. As you can see, a lot of money spent, but a lot of money brought into the club as well. And in terms of competitions, things just didn't quite go to plan. Of course, I thought with this Manchester City team we could maybe go and win the Champions League. But you see, in the league we were fifth, 5 points off Spurs. So we probably could have broken into the top four, but it would have needed some great form. Unfortunately, knocked out in the Champions League, which we'll look at shortly. Knocked out in the quarter-final of the FA Cup and runners up in the Carabao Cup. And after that defeat to Real Madrid, of course, we were out of all the competitions. The board came to me and said, like, what's the deal? We haven't won any silverware like we wanted to. And that's where I thought to myself, let's move, let's walk on, and I can't really be sat here for another year or two trying to build a project when obviously we want to win Champions Leagues as quick as we can. So, schedule-wise, it was just inconsistencies again. Stupid inconsistencies like beating Chelsea, but then dropping points to the likes of West Ham, or then, getting a decent run of results, and then letting ourselves down, like draws to Watford. To be honest, in the first, we had a poor start to the season. Here, really poor start, losing to Brentford and Arsenal straight away, and Burnley. So we'd won 1 in 4 and lost 3. It wasn't a great start at all. And then just patchy spells. The Carabao Cup final, unfortunately, gets smashed to Liverpool 5-1 in the Carabao Cup final. Obviously sold out, 90,000 fans. Jadon Sancho hat-trick. We got ourselves back in the game, to be honest. Got ourselves at 2-1 with Raheem Sterling, but then just dreadful performance. But you can see there the actual average ratings of the players, or the ratings of the players, weren't ridiculously bad for a game that we lose 5-1. So it was one of those frustrating games. We got our own back on them in the league. We beat them 3-2 in the league eventually. But then losing Spurs, drawing against Inter, who I thought was going to be such a tough opponent in the Champions League. Then losing to Chelsea in the FA Cup. But we held on against Inter, because obviously we had the 1-0 lead, initially. And then we went on to play Real Madrid. 2-0 win at the Etihad against Real Madrid. I thought that was a fantastic result for us. Edwin Behrens and Adriano Lazzaretti scoring, and then getting smashed 5-0 at the Bernabeu. Not great. Then that was our final game in charge of the club, unfortunately. And obviously they've gone on to lose against Norwich since then as well. Where do we go from here, though, guys? It's a really, really disappointing situation to be in, because I thought with City we could go on to do something quite nice. If I quickly show you the selection info, the goals and so on. So Adriano Lazzaretti went on to score a serious amount of goals this season. Did well, 14 goals in the league, 9 goals. And it was weird though, because he seemed to go on droughts. He had spells where he'd score goals, he had spells where he didn't. But it's a goal every 2 games for him since coming in, and that's great in the league. That's a really good return. But yeah, spells and one-on-ones in games. I don't know if I can look at that, but his one-on-ones or his clear-cut chances were so frustrating in the Premier League. I don't know if it shows it. I mean, he's getting most of them on target, but yeah, I can't really see. He's only the worst. I don't know, it doesn't show, but a goal every 177 minutes is really not too bad for Lazzaretti. You got Lautaro Martinez, who managed to grab 14 as well. Vargas and Sung on 9. Obviously, this isn't even at the end of the season yet. But I said last year I wanted someone that could grab us 20, 25 goals, and that's what happened really. And we still weren't able to obviously go on to do anything this season, and really, really struggled. I'd love to see our stats on set pieces, to be honest. I don't know if I can look at that, but set pieces were by far one of the things, and crosses in general, we were just conceding bag loads from. And that's something that I'm going to look at in general for our next club. So I have progressed a lot further on than this, so I'm hoping to get an update out on Monday as planned. But there have been massive jobs that have come up in the summer. Barcelona, Arsenal, who, if we look at the Premier League at the moment, are in the race when it loads, are really in the race. They're level top. Obviously, at the end of the season, the Arsenal job comes up. Barcelona, there's massive jobs. A lot of international teams, England, Portugal, they all want me. But I think I'm going to step away from Europe for the time being. We're going to leave that one till last now, I think, and we're going to focus on South or North America and see what we can do, and see if we can win the North American or the Copa Libertadores, because we really need to get another trophy under our belt as soon as possible. But guys, be sure to hit the like button down below. Again, apologies for the delay. Things just didn't go to plan at Manchester City, but we're hoping our next club in the year, it will be season 2031 to 32. Damn, we've gone far. But I'm hoping things will go slightly better for us. Be sure to hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys. And until next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.